My call to action is really focusing on creating a global classroom for my students. I primarily teach sophomores and I usually teach variations of US history. And so I'm always trying to think about how can I make this more relevant and create a sense of global community while teaching a national subject. So, upon doing some research and from working at a junior high that is IB, I found a site that takes IB principles and really focuses on creating a global classroom. And I began looking at 5 resources for connecting students around the world. eTwinning, Mystery Skype, ePals, Twice, and Global Education Collaborative were the 5 that this site introduced me to, and I became very excited about these resources. All of these resources are ways for students and staff to collaborate with peers in schools, to form global communities, create projects, friendships, and expansive learning opportunities. So the first 3 that I'll probably really want to look into more is eTwinning, ePals, and Global Education Collaborative. These 2 more for my students, and this will be a great networking site for me to see how teachers around the world are creating global classrooms within their classroom. I really began thinking about this because in last year's election, I found that the chapter we were studying from 100 years ago about how rural America and urban America were divided is very similar to today. Rural America and urban America are divided, but they're more divided upon those that are moving forward with a global economy and those who aren't. And how is that creating social, economic, and religious tensions today as well as in the roaring 20s? And then this last month, I read an article from the New Yorker that focused on a town where I went to college in Orange City, Iowa. And it talked about how does this small town still thrive where a lot of rural towns are falling apart. And it began to look at those that leave this rural town and go to the urban areas, and those then that come back and bring their urban experiences back to the urban areas. So a way for me to network, this won't be global, but it will be more national, is I am in the process of contacting the high school US history teacher of the MOC Floyd Valley High School. And when we get to our unit looking at the rural and urban divide, I would like to create a way for my students to participate in online discussions with the MOC Floyd Valley students on some hot topics in the nation and graph and chart the similar ideas and opinions to the different ideas and opinions based on our urban Hopkins experience to their rural Orange City experience.